I will now call the September 9, 2015 Blue Springs City Council meeting in order. If you would stand with me, observe a moment of silence, and I will lead you in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. I want to welcome you in attendance, as well as those that might listen to the audio at a later time, to tonight's City Council meeting. The next item is the consent agenda. Are there items that need to be pulled? If not, I accept the motion for approval.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Levesey?
Aye.
Councilman Fowler?
Aye.
Councilman Carter?
Aye.
Councilman Culpepper?
Aye.
Mayor Ross?
Aye. Next, we have a public hearing on the fiscal 2015-2016 annual budget.
Mayor, the city has the following exhibit to enter into the record. City Council information form dated August 25th, 2015 from Christine Cates, Assistant City Administrator, with notice of public hearing posted in the Examiner on August 19th, 2015, 2015-2016 budget in brief master, and proposed ordinance attached as exhibits. This is all we have to offer for the record.
Thank you. Mr. Johnson.
Your Honor, thank you. For the record, pleased tonight to officially present the 2016 proposed budget to you. This budget tonight is balanced and is consistent with the presentation that you received from staff at the budget work session on August 12, 2015. Total budget is $56.8 million, supports 305.2 full-time equivalent positions, and is consistent with the CDBG and capital improvement programs that the council has previously adopted. Staff is happy to respond to any questions or issues that you may have tonight. Otherwise, we'll conclude with these comments and ask for your support of this proposed budget.
Any comments, questions from the council? Seeing none, we will go to the public. Is there anyone in the audience who'd like to speak in support of? In support of? In opposition to? Opposition to? We'll close this public hearing. Next, we'll have an introduction and reading of Bill 4392.
I'll introduce it, Your Honor.
Okay, and this will be a first reading only. Okay, we have an introduction.
First reading of Bill number 4392, appropriating from the revenue of the City of Blue Springs, Missouri, expenditures in accordance with the 2015-16 annual budget of the City of Blue Springs, Missouri.
Move the bill be approved on its first reading.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Fowler?
Aye.
Councilman Carter?
Aye.
Councilman Culpepper?
Aye.
Councilman Levesey?
Aye.
Mayor Ross?
Aye. The next reading will be on September 23rd for final approval. Next, we have the introduction and reading of Bill 4393.
I'll introduce it, Your Honor.
Okay.
First reading of Bill number 4393, approving the final plat of the estate at Buffalo Valley, Lot 1.
Move the bill be approved on its first reading and proceed with the second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Second reading of Bill number 4393, approving the final plat of the estate at Buffalo Valley, Lot 1.
Move the bill be approved on second reading and given the appropriate ordinance number.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Carter?
Aye.
Councilman Culpepper?
Aye.
Councilman Levesey?
Aye.
Councilman Fowler?
Aye.
Mayor Ross?
Aye.
Carried unanimously, given ordinance number 4565.
Okay. Next, we have an adoption of a resolution authorizing an on-site waste disposal system and an agreement with Kimberly Glenn Compton.
I'll introduce it, Your Honor.
Just all I need is just a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. That takes us to item number 8, public hearing on a PUD concept plan for White Oak Marketplace.
Mayor, the city has the following exhibit to enter into the record. City Council information form dated September 9th, 2015 from Scott Allen, Director of Community Development, with notice of public hearing posted in the Examiner on August 8th, 2015. Application with attachments, 185-foot notification map, names and addresses of property owners within 185 feet of site, copy of letters sent to property owners, and proposed ordinance attached as exhibits.
Thank you.
This is all we have to offer for the record.
On behalf of the city.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Members of the council, before you tonight is the request for an approval of a PUD concept plan for property commonly known as White Oak Plaza. Property, as most of you know, is located west of Southwest 7 Highway. It is south of Southwest Sunset Avenue. This particular piece of ground consists of approximately 20.53 acres, and they are proposing a three-phase development. The first phase includes 84,300 square feet for grocery store use and 6,000 square feet for an attached retail space. The second phase is for the residential component of this particular PUD concept plan, calls for 180 units housed in 3 separate buildings, approximately 60 units per building. The final phase, or third phase, consists of approximately 24,320 square feet of additional retail restaurant types of uses for a total of 114,620 square feet of retail development on the entire project. Moving down just quickly, this is the existing plan for White Oak Shopping Center. You can see the shopping center with the enclosed mall area here, Radio Shack, and then 2 restaurants, former restaurants, now vacant buildings. The plan that is currently on the overhead is the existing PUD concept plan, noting that the residential component is shown for holder purposes only, and I believe the council has seen some examples of what that new plan might look like for the residential component. It is certainly different than what's shown on the current concept plan. With that, the plan is consistent with the 2003 and the 2014 comprehensive plan. It is also consistent with the tax increment finance district plan approved by the City Council. The Planning Commission has recommended approval with staff's 14 conditions, and their vote was 6 in favor and 2 opposed. I will stand for any questions.
Any questions? Councilman Fowler?
Yeah, could you summarize the 2 dissenting votes? They communicated anyway?
They did communicate, and one of the concerns that came across loud and clear really had to do with the residential component, and their desire was that they had more completely presented that residential portion. However, the developer who provided the PUD concept plan at the time of the development of the concept plan simply didn't have the information to reflect that residential component as it currently is shown today.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none? Well, thank you. We'll go to the public.
Thank you.
Is there anyone in the audience who'd like to speak in support of? Yes. Would you come and be sworn in?
I do. I'm Steve Sulzer with Central Bank of the Midwest, and we're that little shaded area there is where we're at. And I just wanted to express support in general for the project, and also request that we, in the final plan, are allowed access to get to the light for our customers. Right now, we can come up to that light out of our lot. In the initial drawing, it doesn't allow for that, and I know that we're going to try to work on that, but I just wanted to share that concern of ours that there's no way for our customers to come out and go north on 7 without that light that I think we've had. I asked, I think 40 years we've been getting access up there, so we'd like that final plan to contain that access, if at all possible.
Actually, the light's to the south of you?
Yes.
That you want to get access to the south light so you can head north?
Correct.
All right.
That's really all I wanted to share, and I did show up at the zoning
Any other
to
questions?
added that.
I failed to have the applicant, see if the applicant wanted to add anything to it. So once he's done, the applicant, if you'd like to come up and add anything to it, you certainly welcome that. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You solemnly swear the testimony about to give in testimony hearing should be the truth and the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do. Thank you. Good evening. I'm Chris Hafner with Davidson Architecture and Engineering. We're the architect and civil engineer for this project. With me tonight as well as Mr. Trip Ross with the development team, the ownership group that currently owns this property. Yeah, I appreciate the commentary. We've been working back and forth. In fact, I just let everyone know that we just kicked our civil engineering team off on this project, feeling hopefully that we get a good vote of confidence here from City Council this evening. And as we work through that, we're going to see how those grades work between our parking lot and that existing bank to make sure we can try to get something to work. The last thing we wanted to do, though, was make a promise that we could absolutely make a cut and make it work and then have a very steep drive that had people bottom out or be dangerous between the two properties. As we work through this, we work with staff, and again, I'd like to voice a great staff, and it's been a fantastic working relationship with this project. We consolidated some drives along Sunset. We also worked with Mr. Sandy with where stormwater detention might be located and things like that. So our main goal the whole time in this project, and I think I mentioned it at Planning Commission as well, was to make sure that this new grocery store is great architecturally and has a lot of visibility from the intersection of 40 and 7. So we've been doing a lot of analysis on that. The other big thing that we looked at, as you know right now, the parking lot of White Oak slopes off pretty hard from the existing shopping center down to that signal. We're doing a lot of site infrastructure work to make that parking lot a 2 to 3% slope across the whole thing, make it safe for customers, all new lighting. It's going to be a brand new shopping center. So that's our main goal, and obviously we're going to try our best to be good neighbors and make that work. But again, we want to make sure it's safe, and I've just kicked my civil engineering team off on doing that grading plan and hopefully have that stuff submitted in mid-October for that review. In the interim, we do pledge to work and see if we can make an access point happen for them. But again, I want to make sure it's safe first before we make any guarantees on it.
Thank you for those comments. Any other questions, Council? Councilman
Do
Carter?
we have a time frame on when this is going to open?
Again, met with my staff this morning and went over that. We plan on submitting October 16th for the final development plan, which will include the grocery store, the attached retail building, which is directly east of it, and basically that entire parking field. We'll set up the pad sites for the retail building along Sunset, the retail building along 7, and the fast food, and let the residential portion be developed, as we're not the development team or the architect or engineer for that. So unless Mr. Ross tells me otherwise, we are moving 100 miles an hour to get through planning and follow that up with the permit level documents. Our goal would be to be construction in spring.
I think that'll be great news for a lot of people in this
We're excited
community.
too.
Yes. Any other questions, Council? If not, thank you so much. Anyone else like to speak?
Thank you.
In support of? In support of? Opposition to? Opposition to? Closes public hearing. Next, we'll have the introduction and reading of Bill 4394.
I'll introduce it, Your Honor.
Okay.
First reading of Bill Number 4394, approving PUD concept plan for White Oak Marketplace.
Move the bill be approved on its first reading and proceed with the second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion?
Yes,
Councilman Fowler.
Your Honor. I know throughout the city we encourage cross-access easements, and so for public safety, as a matter of fact, that's exactly why we want that. We want people to be able to travel from one location to another safely. That is kind of a dangerous section there. This is a highly subsidized public project, very much incentivized. I'd like to make it a condition that they provide an easement to that location. They say, I know he requested, the applicant requested, they want to make sure it's safe, but I can say it's unsafe not having one. So design it. There's a huge incentive here, so I'll make the motion to require a cross-access easement for transportation.
Okay. Councilman Levinson.
What would that look like from staff's perspective? How would that process work? Jim, I don't know who that'd be.
Jim, you can.
We have not seen the grading plan for this at all. We know that they intend to really adjust the grading to the overall site and lower a portion of it, the southern portion, raise some of the northern portion. So to tell you what that would look like, I'm not sure until we really see a grading plan and figure out what kind of slopes we're talking about and where you might tie a cross access into the overall site in a way that doesn't require very steep grades.
Is the final plan, does that have to go through Planning Commission again for their approval?
Yes, it does.
Okay, and you have some conditions currently from when the Planning Commission saw it, and all those conditions are being met, so this would just be an additional condition to the final plan?
That's correct.
That's how that would work, okay.
Scott?
Mr. Mayor, I should also note that there is no existing cross-access easement with the bank and White Oak, so that was part of the rationale why you're seeing it drawn the way it was. That certainly doesn't preclude it from having one now, but just for historical purposes, there has never been a formal cross-access. It's all just been an informal agreement over the years.
Okay. Now, council, there is a motion on the floor. I have not gotten a second yet.
I'll second the motion.
Okay. Discussion?
Yes, Your Honor. I think it's interesting because when Bank 21 was going to be constructed on the south side of town, they requested no cross-access for the security of their bank. So now we're hearing something very, very different on a request for that cross-access.
Well, since we have the person there that's talking about the bank, is that what's
concern? I mean, we would welcome the shopping center people. You know, our customers go there in either way. It must be a different philosophy.
okay? So you don't have a problem then? Okay.
We're just trying to keep our people doing the same thing they've been doing for 40 years and made U-turns on some.
Councilman Carter?
I'm confused. They don't have that access now?
They do, it's just not formal. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know that I'm willing to tie the hands of the developer at this point with that kind of a condition and willing to let them work it out in a good faith manner.
Councilman Fowler?
Yes, Your Honor. And I respect that point of view. Actually, that's one of the reasons that I think that it should be in the agreement. The developer is getting public subsidy on this project, and really the small guy in this is the bank. If the developer tries to work it out and it doesn't, they can come back and ask that that condition be rescinded. You know, so but I think from the city's angle, we should be asking for it for public safety and transportation. So that's my angle on it.
Can we hear from the developer on this and find out what kind of
Okay, sure.
if that puts an
Does that pose a
unreasonable
problem,
restriction
or
on you?
It's a non-issue or what?
Again, we're changing the grades on that site. Currently, to be honest with you, there is no cross-access agreement. Part of their parking lot might encroach over the property line right now. We are trying to be good neighbors, but we're also trying to make sure we don't all agree to a 10% slope from our drive down to their lot, and then somebody's car bottoms out, or somebody slides down that hill, or can't get back up it, and we're all standing here looking back at the civil engineer and the architect and the owner of that property like, why did you put that in? And we don't want to be in that position. We're definitely willing, and we want to make sure we make every accommodation. There's going to be some site adjustment to their site, I think, if we want to make this truly work. So it's going to be a little bit of a two-way street. I'm willing to draw that. I'm willing to try to make it work. But trying to ultimately say you absolutely have to do it puts us, I think, all in a bit of a liability without having that final grading plan done. Again, by the time we turn it in, October 16th, we'll know yes or no, this is safe, and yes, we can make it work. If we can make a condition that we keep staff involved with this conversation and keep an open line of communication, I'm certainly willing to do that, and we'll make our best efforts. But again, I don't want to agree to an unsafe situation potentially.
Councilman Livesey?
Was that statement that you would have a decision by the Planning Commission?
Absolutely, because as Jim stated, we will have our final grading plan done at that point. We'll understand the finished floor. We'll understand our grades across the parking lot, how we come in off of that signalized intersection. I've got the survey and understand where their grades are at. We'll have, for Mr. Sandy, we'll have all of our detention design done. So we'll have a more holistic picture of that final design. Again, at this point, although it's going to look really, really similar to this is simply a concept plan to say, in general, this is our commercial area. This is how we want to put our buildings on the site. Can we move forward with this project to go to the next level?
Councilman Levinson.
Go ahead, Jim.
I'd also like to add that if what you're looking for simply is cross-access and a means by which bank customers can get there, currently, if you look at the screen, they have a cross-access that kind of goes through here and connects to what is the White Oak. And again, that's an informal access. There's no formal agreement. But if what you're saying is you simply want to allow it, we know for certain that there is an access drive right here that goes into White Oak. And they certainly can come out to Sunset Avenue and make that left turn and then another left. It's not as convenient as it currently is, but it certainly would allow them, and we know for a fact that this will work, access through here and then back to the light. And if it's a desire of the council for cross-access simply to allow them to get to that light, I don't want to speak for the developer, but I'm pretty certain they would put a cross-access easement across this drive and this drive to allow them to get through and get to the signalized intersection at the corner of 7 Highway there. But I'm not sure that's your desire. I just wanted to let you know that option is definitely there without question.
Councilman Levinson.
I think Ron makes a good point. By making this a condition, we're not necessarily requiring the developer doing this. It just makes it a formal application from our side, because come October 16th, if they have the grading plan and they say, according to the grading plan, this doesn't work, they can request that condition be removed, and the Planning Commission can say, yeah, we agree that that's not going to work, and they can turn it down, and then it can come to us, and we can say, yeah, we agree it's not going to work. So it's not 100% by making a condition that they have to do it, because they're still by a mechanism by which they can request it be removed. So by making a condition, it just simply gives us some power to hold them to it if we think, despite whatever they say, we still want to make it a condition. So I think it's still not 100% guaranteeing that they're going to do it, but it still gives us a little more weight behind it if we make it a condition for the development. I agree with Ron from that standpoint.
Your Honor, I have trouble putting a requirement on if it's not going to be physically possible to do. I would rather say, you work, you bring your plans to the Planning Commission, and at that time we know how the topography is going to look, and then we can say, yes, we want that cross-access. I would prefer to do it in that order.
Yeah, that would be the reverse way to deal with it, and you can still have the same control.
We could add the condition at that point as well, couldn't we? Without delaying too much.
Exactly. Once we have that view, I mean, I'm not an engineer, I'm not an architect, so I don't know what I am. I play records for a living.
Well, regardless of which way it goes tonight, I think that the direction that some of the council is interested in that will send a message. And will it, I guess one more question for staff, will it come to us after the Planning Commission? Is that in the normal process today?
Your Honor, Councilman Fowler, the PUD final plan will not, but the final plat will. And the final plat will lay out detention, access, the final actual lot layout. But yeah, the PUD final plan, that's a good point, does not automatically go to City Council.
Okay.
Okay, so Councilman Fowler, would you like to withdraw and then we'll address it when they actually have something we can look at, rather than do it the reverse way? Say we'll put it there and then we can remove it.
Fine, yeah.
All right, yeah.
Bring it back up.
Withdraw the motion.
I'll withdraw my second.
Okay, that's withdrawn. Okay, is there anyone else like to speak in support of before we go to those that might oppose? Is there anyone that'd like to oppose it?
Councilman Fowler. We were on first reading.
Yeah. That's right, we finished it.
Yeah.
Y'all got me totally confused up here now.
Yeah. Although it was kind of like a public hearing. I agree, yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's why I got confused. Like we were having a public hearing all over again. Okay, yes, second reading, please.
Second reading of Bill 4394, approving PUD concept plan for White Oak Marketplace.
Move the bill be approved on second reading and given the appropriate ordinance number.
Your second?
Second.
Any further discussion or public hearing? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Councilman Culpepper.
Aye.
Councilman Levesey.
Aye.
Councilman Fowler.
Aye.
Councilman Carter.
Aye.
Mayor Ross.
Aye.
Carried unanimously, given ordinance number 4566.
Wow, we survived that one. Okay. We're going to skip item 10, executive session, and we're going to go to item 11, introduction and reading of Bill 4395.
I'll introduce it, Your Honor.
Okay.
First reading of Bill number 4395, approving an amendment to the 2014-2015 annual budget of the City of Blue Springs, Missouri.
Move the bill be approved on its first reading and proceed with the second.
You want to second it?
I'll second that.
Okay. Is there any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Second reading of Bill number 4395, approving an amendment to the 2014-2015 annual budget of the City of Blue Springs, Missouri.
Move the bill be approved on second reading given the appropriate ordinance number.
Second. Discussion, roll call.
Councilman Levesey.
Aye.
Councilman Fowler.
Aye.
Councilman Carter.
Aye.
Councilman Culpepper.
Aye.
Mayor Ross.
Aye.
Carried unanimously, given ordinance number 4567.
That brings us to mayoral announcements. Before we meet again, we will have the Fall Fun Fest, and I hope you all are signed up to participate in the parade at 10 o'clock on that Saturday. That'll bring us to Thoughts to Ponder. I don't know if anything else I need to remind you of prior to the next meeting. So I bring you to Thoughts to Ponder. The day comes from John D. Rockefeller. Says, I do not think there is any other quality so essential to success of any kind as the quality of perseverance. End quote. That brings us to visitors. I don't have any visitors' appearance forms, so I would accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
We adjourn.